Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of my favorite gaming topics, remakes. You know that moment when a new version of your old favorite game drops, and you're hit with this wave of nostalgia, but at the same time, it looks so good it almost doesn't feel real? Yeah, that's what this video is all about. We're checking out 10 of the best video game remakes that took classics we loved and completely reinvented them. Better visuals, smoother gameplay, and more emotion, while still keeping that original magic alive. Let's jump right in.
Humanity will be made always to talk, with or without you.
Isaac, it's me.
Let's be honest, Resident Evil 4 didn't just raise the bar, it built the bar. When it first came out back in 2005, it completely changed what action horror games could be. Third-person camera, precise aiming, cinematic pacing. All that stuff started here. You play as Leon Kennedy, sent to a creepy Spanish village to save the president's daughter, and everything just goes downhill from there. In the best possible way. Back then, the graphics were mind-blowing. The lighting, the animations, it felt real. But now, if you go back and play it, it's rough. The controls are stiff, the aiming's weird, and the enemies look like they're made out of Play-Doh. Then came 2023, and Capcom dropped the Resident Evil 4 remake. And man, they didn't just remaster it. They rebuilt it from the ground up. Everything from the environments to the characters feels cinematic. The lighting is dark and moody. The rain looks real. And every sound, the crunch of gravel, the distant scream of a villager, makes the world feel alive and terrifying. Even the story got small upgrades. Leon's funnier, but also more serious. Ashley, remember how annoying she was in the original? Yeah, she's actually great now. They gave her personality, moments of strength, and better chemistry with Leon. The remake is faster, smoother, and way scarier. And the best part, it still feels like the old Resident Evil 4. Same moments, same pacing, just cranked up to 11. Capcom absolutely nailed it. This is how you remake a classic. If Resident Evil 4 was action horror, Silent Hill 2 was pure psychological horror. This game wasn't about jump scares or explosions. It was about guilt, trauma, and the darkness inside people's minds. When it came out in 2001, it was way ahead of its time. The fog, the music, the voice acting, everything was perfectly unsettling. You played as James Sunderland, a man who receives a letter from his dead wife telling him to meet her in Silent Hill. And what follows is one of the most emotional and haunting stories in gaming history. Now, fast forward to 2025, and the Silent Hill 2 remake is finally on its way. Rebuilt on Unreal Engine 5. From the trailers we've seen, it looks absolutely insane. The lighting, the atmosphere, the detail on every wall. It's like stepping into a nightmare that feels almost too real. Bloober Team, the studio behind the medium, is handling the remake, and they've promised to stay faithful to the story while giving it modern gameplay and camera controls. The fog isn't just a visual trick anymore. It moves, it breathes, it hides horrors you can almost see. And the characters, they finally look human. You can see emotion, pain, fear. It's genuinely unsettling. This one's not out yet, but if they pull it off, it could easily become the gold standard for horror remakes. Silent Hill fans have been waiting over 2 decades, and this might finally be the return we've been hoping for. Back in 2008, Dead Space was the game that made everyone afraid of empty hallways. You play as Isaac Clarke, an engineer sent to repair a massive spaceship, the USG Ishimura, but of course, everyone's already dead. Well, mostly. What's left are these horrifying creatures called necromorphs, twisted, reanimated corpses that only die when you cut their limbs off. It was gory, intense, and one of the scariest games ever made. But after years of silence, Dead Space returned in 2023, and wow, the remake absolutely crushed it. The lighting system is dynamic now. Every flicker of a bulb makes your heart jump. The corridors feel tighter. The shadows move realistically. And the sound design, pure nightmare fuel. They even made Isaac fully voiced this time, giving him an actual personality, which makes the story hit harder. The remake also features seamless exploration. No more loading screens. You can walk through the entire ship in one go, making it feel like a single, terrifying journey. They changed some small story moments, added new dialogue, and even made side missions that expand the lore. It's not just a prettier version. It's a complete reimagining that somehow captures the exact same fear the original gave us 15 years ago. If you play it with headphones on and the lights off, good luck sleeping after.
Isaac, it's me. It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening.
Nicole?
Ah, Spyro, the purple dragon who defined so many childhoods. The original trilogy came out between 1998 and 2000 on the PlayStation 1, and it was all about bright colors, fun levels, and collecting everything in sight. It was pure joy. Running, gliding, burning sheep, saving other dragons. But as time passed, those old polygonal graphics aged. Let's say, not gracefully. Then in 2018, we got Spyro Reignited Trilogy. And man, it's like your memories came to life in HD. They rebuilt all three games, Spyro the Dragon, Ripto's Rage, and Year of the Dragon. From the ground up, every world feels alive again. Lush fields, shiny gems, cozy villages, and dragons with expressive faces and personalities. They didn't mess with what worked. The levels are identical in layout to the originals, but the animation, lighting, and sound have been completely modernized. Even the music got reorchestrated. But you can still switch to the old soundtrack if you want that PS1 nostalgia hit. Playing it now feels like being a kid again, but without the clunky camera or jagged edges. It's colorful, fun, and pure comfort gaming at its best. All right, this one's a masterpiece. No other word for it. The original Shadow of the Colossus dropped in 2005 on PlayStation 2. And even then, it was breathtaking. You play as a silent wanderer who travels across an empty land, trying to bring a girl back to life by defeating 16 giant creatures known as Colossi. The world felt lonely, mysterious, and beautiful. Even though the PS2 could barely handle it, the framerate dropped constantly. The textures were blurry, but it didn't matter. It had soul. Then in 2018, Bluepoint Games rebuilt the entire thing for PlayStation 4. And honestly, it's one of the most beautiful games ever made. They recreated every detail. The mountains, the temples, the light bouncing off the water, all with modern power, but without losing the original's emotion. The world feels alive now. Grass sways, birds fly overhead, dust rises from your horse's hooves, and when you climb those colossal creatures, you really feel the scale, the wind whipping past you, the camera shaking as they roar in pain. They didn't change the story or gameplay much. They didn't have to. It's still that same emotional, lonely journey. Just now it looks like something out of a movie. It's the perfect blend of old soul and new tech. If you've ever played Dark Souls or Elden Ring, you owe it all to this game. The original Demon's Souls launched back in 2009 on PlayStation 3 and was brutally difficult. Like, throw your controller kind of hard. But it was also revolutionary. It introduced that learn from your mistakes gameplay that From Software later perfected. The 2020 remake, once again by Bluepoint Games, brought the game to PlayStation 5. And oh boy, it was jaw-dropping. The lighting, reflections, monster designs. Everything looks so real you can almost feel the weight of every sword swing. They didn't just improve the visuals though. The loading times are almost instant now, and the controls feel smoother and more responsive. It's still a tough-as-nails experience, but with the power of next-gen hardware, it finally feels like the version the developers always wanted to make. The remake captures that dark fantasy vibe perfectly, just with modern polish. Now, this one's a total charm bomb. The original Link's Awakening came out in 1993 for the Game Boy, that little gray brick with a greenish screen. It was one of the most creative Zelda games ever made, with a weird, dreamlike story and tons of secrets to uncover. Then, in 2019, Nintendo gave it a full remake for the Nintendo Switch. And they went in a completely different direction. Instead of realism, they made it look like a handcrafted toy world. Everything looks shiny, colorful, and miniature, like a Zelda diorama. It's adorable. But don't be fooled, the puzzles are just as clever as ever, and the story still hits emotionally. They didn't change much gameplay-wise, just smoothed things out and made it easier to navigate. It's one of those remakes that proves you don't need ultra-realistic graphics to be amazing. Sometimes, style and nostalgia are enough. Here's a fun one. The original Ratchet Clank dropped in 2002 for PlayStation 2. It was all about fast-paced shooting, platforming, and hilarious weapons. Like a gun that turns enemies into sheep. It was goofy, colorful, and full of charm. Then, in 2016, the remake arrived alongside the Ratchet & Clank movie. But this wasn't just a graphical update. It was basically a reimagining. The visuals are stunning. Pixar-level animation, bright colors, and smooth effects. The remake mixes elements from the old games with brand new ones, giving you modern gameplay while keeping that same lighthearted energy. The humor is still there. The characters are as lovable as ever. And it's one of those games that reminds you why PlayStation mascots used to rule the gaming world. Let's be real. Crash Bandicoot is childhood for so many of us. The original trilogy came out between 1996 and 1998 on the PlayStation 1. The graphics were blocky, the camera angles sometimes wild, and the jumps? Oh man, they were unforgiving, but it was fun. Pure, classic platforming. In 2017, Activision and Vicarious Visions released the Sane Trilogy, a complete remaster of all three games with totally rebuilt visuals, animations, and sound. They didn't just make it look better, they made it feel better. The movement is smoother, the lighting is gorgeous, and the environments look almost cartoon real. But here's the best part. They didn't change the spirit of the originals. The levels are the same, the humor's still wacky, and the nostalgia hits hard. It's everything fans wanted, just modernized to look like how we remembered it as kids. And finally, the crown jewel of fan dedication, Black Mesa. The original Half-Life from 1998 changed gaming forever. It redefined storytelling in shooters, with no cutscenes, just pure immersion. You were Gordon Freeman, a scientist caught in a disaster that unleashed aliens on Earth. Now here's the crazy part. Black Mesa wasn't made by Valve, the original developers. It started as a fan project by a group called Crowbar Collective. They spent over a decade rebuilding the entire game in the Half-Life 2 engine. And the result? Absolutely incredible. The 2020 release looks and feels like a professional AAA remake. Stunning lighting, redesigned levels, reworked sound, and a complete remake of the alien world, Zen, which was notoriously bad in the original. It's not just a remake, it's a love letter. Fans remade one of the most legendary shooters ever, and somehow they made it better than ever.
It's time to choose.
If you think about it, each of these remakes proves one thing. Nostalgia is powerful. But when developers, or even fans, take that nostalgia and reimagine it with modern tools, the result can be magical. These games aren't just copies. They're homages to what made gaming special in the first place. Whether it's the terrifying halls of Dead Space, the emotional silence of Shadow of the Colossus, or the colorful chaos of Crash Bandicoot, each of these remakes reminds us why we loved gaming in the first place. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.